right, welcome back to Judging Bouncing Balls. Toby, how you doing tonight?
We are good. We're real good. Just dialing in my phone here. Are we alive?
Awesome. Sorry to everybody. We're a couple minutes late here, but we had to. This is a big production. We gotta do some things.
My car was running late to get to my studio. Just trying to get it to pop up here on my feed. Is it on Facebook?
It's not working. I don't know. I show it as live on Facebook.
Do you?
Oh, you know what? No, we don't. You know why? Bless America. What episode is this?
50, 54, 55?
I think you're 54. So, Tampa.
Start it over. No intro.
No, I don't think we need to start it over. But what we do need to do is get this thing to go live, which it is now live on Facebook. I forgot you got to hit live on Facebook as well as our live. So it should be starting. They may not be able to see anything except for now on, but
this
it is what it is. Yeah. So
right.
Yes, it is now starting, and we should be up and running. So
where is it?
It just came up, so you might have to refresh. So, anyways, sorry about that. It's a lovely Wednesday evening. We're started a little bit later tonight, but we got some stuff we definitely want to talk about. Heading down to Tampa, all kinds of good stuff, and just maybe summarizing some of the last shows that we just had as well. So, Toby, where do you want to jump off?
Well, first, I always like to give the the weekly review of pickleball. I think it's very important that the fans see what's happening.
They
not a good night. Bad draw. Bad draw. One of the guys, Greg, brought his son, 14-year-old son, who's never played before. I picked his name out of a hat, and so we were in trouble. We were in trouble from the get-go. So it was a bad night for me. And then I had to leave early to pick up Macy.
I thought pickleball was an old man's game. I thought that was like your advantage.
Yeah, well, he's not my partner. We're playing a couple old Betties, and they're ready to go. And there's money on the line. Remember, it's a $5 entry fee.
Money.
We put $5 in the entry fee bucket, and then you put $5 in the banquet bucket. One of the things I did 2 years ago when I started, I said we're going to have a banquet. So we all throw in $5 a week. So we're averaging about $55 a week. So we're probably up to $500, and then we have a really nice banquet. Last year we had upwards of 300 or 400, and one of the guys, Jesse, his last name will be. I will not say, but he was going to Vegas, and he told us, I'm a really good blackjack player. So we decided to give him the $400 because, we're going to turn this into lots.
Oh, for sure. It's guaranteed.
0. Yeah, well, that's what we kind of thought. So all of a sudden, we are dead broke, so we had to start over. So this year, we're not going to go that route. We're going to stay with the cash in our pocket, which I think is a good idea. So,
man, he played blackjack and let you down?
Yeah, he did.
Did he take Dana White's advice and hit on 16 or something, or
on 16? Evidently hit on everything because he ended up going pro. Right?
He hit on everything except for 21.
Right. It was a Chevy Chase, and when he ended up playing guess the number, he's like 4, 5. Loser. So, so another fun night. We took last week off with pickleball and the podcast. It was Valentine's Day. Spent time with our loved ones. I think so.
Ooh. What's last?
I don't think we did. You do anything for Valentine's Day? 14th.
It was Valentine's Day. I didn't even think about the fact that we would have gone on Valentine's. No wonder we didn't do a show.
Right. We should have. I don't think we didn't go out. We had to move Macy around somewhere, I'm sure.
Right. But
that's all we do is drive kids, Jeremy.
But you had your wife in mind when you did it. Yes.
Yes, I did. Yes, right. I did. I got her some perfume. She needed a new bottle of perfume, so I bought her that.
Hey, beautiful.
Nailed it.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah. So, but we're in some exciting times. I mean, I got to be honest. We talked beforehand before we went on about Tampa. We're headed down to Tampa on Friday. Second round of the Natty, as the youth calls it, the national tournament. it's a qualifier. So Paul will, if I don't speak that, Paul will let me know. But it is. There's 8 teams in our bracket. 1 moves on. So it's win to stay in. We have a tough draw on Friday against Pennsylvania. But got to play the game, right?
So where's the next game?
We have some good weeks. Sunday.
Like, no, but I mean, if we advance.
July.
Where's that, Antarctica?
So it's back in Florida. So here's the funny thing, right? So we are playing, and here's youth sports in a nutshell. We are playing in the second round of the national tournament, the qualifier round. If we win, we make it to the Natty in July. We are going to regionals in June to qualify for the Natty in July. So my question is, if we put 3 wins together, why would we go to St. Louis, like Kansas City? Like, I know we have to. I know because our team needs to be represented.
Duh.
You start, I try not to add, because adding up, I get sick.
Math is hard.
But math is very hard. I was like beforehand, I was telling you on Monday, we went to the admitted students orientation at the University of Stevens Point, and they put you in the big auditorium, right? Or the big gym, and they have a little career fair, and you walk around, you get a free water bottle, and they patch you up, and they give you a free piece of candy. I took everything. Just because I knew it's the last free thing I'll ever get from a university. So we rocked it. Even the little baggie of dill popcorn. Didn't care, put it in my bag.
Nice.
And then you sit down and they hype up the crowd, and then they drop the number on the screen. They're like, well, this is all you're going to pay. And you're just like, right? And of course, you watch parents and they're like, no, and I'm like, what do you mean, blah, blah, that's fine. Like, this is ridiculous. It's preposterous.
Mm-hmm.
And then you tour the college, and right. But my daughter's excited. The tennis coach came and found us and walked with me and Jackie to one of the things. So I felt kind of a big man on campus type of deal. But then you get home and back to school and back to reality, and now we're going to load up the corporate jet, and we're going to fly to Tampa.
Yes. And by corporate, you mean Southwest.
I bought a ticket. Is Sarah's parents coming?
Yeah, they are actually, they landed today. They are they decided to get a VRBO, and they are down there right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
God, it's going to be great when I'm a grandparent. Don't have to pay for kids.
Yes.
Just go on your own.
Amazing. Free time.
We fly in. Yeah, we fly in Friday at 2:55.
Yep.
We're going to load up the rental car and make our way to the hotel. I have done zero research on this trip. I need to dial it in tomorrow, spend a couple minutes in my office and figure out where the hotel is.
Save where the time. Fields just talk to Sarah. Just save your time.
Ready? Just
say, hey, Sarah, what should we do? And she will have an itinerary of 18 things that you could do when you get there. How far to the nearest thing? She's got it all. Trust me. And I'm like, are you actually going to do any of this stuff? She's like, I don't know, maybe not. So she just loves to research. So if there's anything you have a question on, just ask Sarah. She's prepared.
That's awesome. What I might do is on the airplane, because we're on the same flight, I might be like, Amelia, I need to sit.
You get out of here.
Let me take a couple photos.
Smart move. Honestly, I would just talk to her.
All right. Well, even if I do my research, it's going to be wrong. So I might as well just dial it in. We play at 2:30 on Saturday, 2:30 on Sunday, and 8 a.m. on Monday. Now, you play 3 games no matter what, but in the honor of sport, it's win and move on. It's lose, and you might as well just go play. You're just going to be playing to play.
Right.
Like, I feel if we happen to lose game 1, my attitude to game 2 is very similar to the championship game at Bad News Bears when Toby gets the trophy and he throws it and he says, stick this up your boop. It's kind of where I'm going to be.
So if you lose, there's no way you can win? Okay.
I guess not. Now, this is U Sports, so they'll probably be like, I wonder if you finish top 2, like if you make it to Monday's big game, they're like, oh, so-and-so didn't show or blah, 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 and then they'll invite you just to watch you get mad, like just all the parents.
But if we lose, then we just have to win at regionals, and then we can go back again. There's like 6 avenues to get to the championship.
So this is option 1, which is Florida. Option 2 is Kansas City. And then option 3 is to completely rebuild the engine because we're going back down to Orlando in December. Now, Paul says it's a straight bracket, and he is very true, but you still end up, if you lose, you still play. The only way they advance is bracket to win the 8.
It's the longest playoffs ever. We started this in December, and it might not wrap up until July or June.
So I was trying to figure out, we played in Club v Club over a year ago, and this is why we're here.
I know. It's crazy.
So this has nothing to do with 2023. This
Correct.
is we're on our COVID year. Like, this is a COVID year tournament.
Oh, it's quite a racket. Pretty impressive, though.
It is.
Paul says you're correct. Good job.
Yes, well, I've talked to him for many hours driving, and I've learned one thing. Paul does a lot of research, and I think our club should learn this. I think everybody should learn this, that when Paul tells you A is A, you say A is A. Don't fight it. Don't question just because it's right. But as Paul told me, there's a lot of hiccups in girls soccer these days. That GA's losing clubs, ECNL's taking on clubs. So GA might be in trouble in a year and a half. I don't know what that means.
That's the rumor.
Yeah. It's all a racket.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. We've had, one of the things that why we do this for our fans is we've had some coaches on and some players that have had very different levels and way they've gotten to where they are. And I think if you just work your tail off, do your ID camps, play some club to get some exposure, I think there's definitely a path for you.
I would agree with that. I mean, based on all the people I've talked to and then who we've had on, I think that's probably the truest thing you've said. Now, the other things may not hurt because ECNL is, has a good reputation for whatever reason, whether you agree with it or you don't. But I'm with you. I think if you hit ID camps, play the best you can in what league you have, you got a chance.
Yep. And you got to do your job, right? You got to send out your emails. You got to cut tape, and you got to promote yourself. I think
Correct.
Half of these girls that you see out there I think the promotion. Who was the kid, the football player, little Gronk?
Oh yeah.
He's not worth a hill of beans on the football field. He's like 10, but the media train got hold of him, right? Propped him up.
His dad's gonna fight you.
Oh yeah, bring it on. I live in Stevens Point.
Oh yeah. Right, thanks.
Right.
I'm gonna wake up with an angry dad on my doorstep.
What'd you say about my kid? Your kid sucks. Move on.
Oh jeez.
But so, there's a lot. So this, it's funny, and Paul read a lot of the chats, but the ECNL people are calling this tournament like a nothing tournament. And I'm like, you know what? Don't worry about us. Don't worry about what we're doing. You fly all over the world, play your soccer game. How many, I'm trying to figure out how many, they get a lot of Division I, Power 5 girls out of ECNL. That's great. But there's only so many spots, and you do your job, promote yourself, you play where you need to play. There's a spot for everybody.
Where's he seeing all these chats from ECNL? Ripping on us. Oh.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sure he'll write them. He'll be here in a second. Because he talks to some people through ODP too. And promote, they're saying there's always 50 coaches at their games. I'm like, if you go down to Texas this past weekend and you get slaughtered, do you think there's really 50 coaches sitting there watching your kids?
Yes.
I mean, maybe there aren't. I could be completely wrong. Maybe I'm just jealous.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Right?
Yeah.
But you can take all of our travel and multiply by 5, and that's where bigsoccer.com. We should get a fake name account. They're telling them all they stink.
Maybe we should promote ourselves on bigsoccer.com. Maybe we should get an account and start dropping our stuff there. Maybe that's our ticket. Bigsoccer.com. Here we come.
Yes. Yes. Shorts. Dropping shorts.
I'm sure they allow.
I think it's a great idea.
Obviously, it's a great idea.
Speaking of that, did you look at the weather for Tampa? Did you help your wife out in any way?
No, I heard it was nice. It's supposed to be very nice.
No, it's going to be like 68 for our first game, which is perfect for us. We don't need that heat. Remember we ran into some heat in Orlando?
Yeah, ideally. Oof. Jackie says you can't drop your shorts.
Oh, we're dropping shorts, kid. Yeah. Brings me back to my college days. You know, videos.
Of course.
You know what's funny? I was thinking about the times I've been to Florida, and I was a freshman in college, spring break. And we'll get to this because we're going to talk about speeches.
Okay.
And that's the first time I heard Jimmy Valvano's speech. 8 guys in a room. We drove 2 cars, a 2-door sedan, and we had 4 guys in it. One of my buddies had Tourette's. Great road trip. From Marquette, Michigan, all the way to Daytona Beach. It took us 11 hours to get to the bottom of Michigan. Damn, that state's a lot. There's a lot of roadway. Yeah, we were halfway to Orlando. We weren't even in Gary, Indiana yet, which is a nice place. You looking up Big Soccer?
Well, yeah, I lost you, but I heard what you're saying about traveling down to southern Michigan.
But that's a story for a different day. There was 8 guys in a room. We were all 18, 19. We had a couple guys that were 21, so that's for the later crowd without the kids.
For sure. Anyways, Big Soccer. I don't see it real quick, but yeah, maybe we could register on there and start throwing stuff out. Seems like, my goodness, talk about Big Soccer. There's stuff on here I don't even understand. CONCACAF and all kinds of. I know what that is, but don't hate me. But yeah, they got a lot of stuff on here. Holy buckets. So anyways, yeah. So yeah, we're going to have to get down there. Now, we're going to have a few people that aren't going to be able to be there, unfortunately, from the team. We're going to miss those girls, but we wish them well up here. I know there's a lot of stuff going on. We got girls playing basketball and in the midst of playoffs, so they were not able to get down there, but hopefully we'll be able to persevere without them.
Yeah, it's our club. Eric did a great job of, at some point you just got to fill holes.
Yep.
And they didn't just we didn't do an open tryout and everybody from the area. It wasn't like that. They went down to the 08 second team and then the 09 premier team and found girls that, 1, that were willing, and 2, that they felt could play. So, it's different, right? Our girls have been on this team for years, won multiple state championships, and they show up to practice and they immediately are in the group. And there's 3 309s now joining us and 208 state girls. Now Delaney played with us in Orlando and played well, so she's making the trip again, which is great. But one of the things is, you wish you could go down with the team that got you there.
Right. Yeah.
And I've told people in our club that, but you can't, right? And you can't change people's lives. People have different lives. Like you said, girls basketball regionals going on. And so there are people entrenched with that. And it is what it is. Whether I like it or don't like it, it really doesn't matter, because people are doing what they need to do and making decisions what's best for their family.
Yep. Well, not only that, as you mentioned, this is from the 2023 season, or no, this is from the 2022 season, right? which means we don't even have some of the same players on this team. I mean, there's a number of girls, that aren't even with the team anymore. So it's like, not only can you not bring them, they are no longer here.
Well, technically, right, we had a tryout last June since we've qualified for this tournament. And if let's say when we win 3 games, we're going to have another tryout to go to the Natty. So that's 2 tryouts over 3 years to get to the national championship.
That's bizarre.
It just bogs my butt. Yeah, I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Or you win regionals and then you go the next month. So I don't know what's better. Drawing this out for 3 different trips to Orlando.
Some people would prefer that, I guess. Some people love to travel.
Man, do they? Do they? Well, then you're loading up the bus, right? You're going on spring break.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're going to
Monday. This is a trip of
lifetime. We are going to the Grand Canyon in the Gold Odyssey, 2008 Gold Odyssey. If it can make it, we're gonna drive 30 hours each way with 6 people in that Honda Odyssey, loaded to the brim. I might have a grandmother strapped to the top, live or dead. We'll see. It's gonna be an amazing trip.
At some point when you're driving, I just want you to go, "Where do you want to go, kids?" And I hope they yell, "Wally World, Dad."
We'll make that video for you.
Please. Well, let's just talk about that for a second. 30 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you left now, you would get there tomorrow night at 9, would be 24, and you have to throw in at 3 a.m. Friday morning if you left now. And it is Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. Okay. Yes. It's
you could go to almost Orlando and back. Yes. Well, your family's into that. Like, you guys are like, you got great kids, right? I mean, you've done this out east. You've done, like, if I put my family in a car, it would be by Appleton. We'd be beating each other with Appleton and be just screaming at Dad for driving on the. So I drive, right? And my family's all sleeping. And if I kind of inch over the white line and I get the brr, brr, right, my wife jumps up, instantly smacks me. Like, she doesn't even care if we're going into the ditch.
Right, of course.
Get off your phone. I'm like, I'm not even on my phone.
Safety first.
I'm on my phone. Yeah.
We used to do these trips. I remember the first couple of trips we did to Florida when we drove. And when we went to Yellowstone, we went to Yellowstone, then Glacier, and then all the way back. That was a long drive too, and we did that one without any tech. I mean, there was no. I mean, we had our cell phones, but the kids didn't have anything. They didn't use it. They just read and played games. Now we let them play some stuff on the way so they can entertain themselves. But yeah, it's a good time. It's fun. I mean, there's going to be moments, obviously, when you're cooped up together for 30 straight hours of discontent. But for the most part, it's usually pretty good.
Now, do you drive the whole way?
In the past, I have. I normally drive all of it. Now that Isaac can drive, I might have him do some of it. Sarah's a princess. She likes to ride. She likes to not drive as much, but she will if I'm getting tired or there's. But I'm just a control freak, so then I just like to drive. I just like being in control. And I'm like, what am I going to do?
Let's
be
honest,
sit
if you're not
in the passenger seat and just look at my phone. I mean,
well, and you're going to worry about your kid driving, right? Like, Isaac, hey, tone her down a little bit.
Yeah,
go, or speed up. Yeah.
Right.
So you better just take the wheel. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
So unless I'm just exhausted and don't want to do it, I'm probably going to drive. But I'm actually really looking forward to it. We're going to get to the Grand Canyon. We're going to hike down, camp in there for a couple days. Then we're going to head over to hike back out. Then that's like 20 some miles of hiking in and out. And then we're going to head over to Arches, see some of that stuff because we got passes to be able to see these places. So we're like, man, let's knock it out while we're down here. So it's going to be fun.
Is this the state park pass?
It's not state park, but you have to win a lottery. So it sounds really cool. You won the lottery. We won the lottery. But you have to win a lottery to be able to
lottery,
go.
Buddy.
Right. You win the lottery to be able to go hike 20 some miles and camp in the Grand Canyon. And then once you are done, then we also won a lottery to go to Arches so that we can camp there. So we got kind of lucky on this trip because apparently chances of getting these are not good, and we pulled off both. So we're pretty excited.
Because I think in third grade or fourth grade, if your kid is in third or fourth grade, you can get a national parks pass for the year for free.
Really? My kid's in third grade. What the heck? I'm going to ask Sarah about this.
Dial it up. Yeah, dial it up. Because it was 1 year, and you can go to all the parks. Because my friend had done it, and they're like, oh, we have a third or fourth grader, and we're going to the parks. So I remember we what a prize. You get a workout.
Yeah, I need it.
Max. Yeah. Max, wait till you have a family and kids. You can drive your kids and family across the country.
Hey, trust me, they'll beat me like a rented mule, too. I'm sure. I'm going to be carrying a rucksack that's probably 80 pounds full of food and tents. Meanwhile, Alva will probably
Speaking of that, can't you rent a mule?
Probably.
Can you rent a mule?
Why rent a mule when you have me?
Right. Dad, we're going to save $9 today, buddy. Here's your rucksack.
Sarah will probably be calling me an ass by the time we're there anyway.
If there's ever a chance to get lost, there's your go. And then just end up circling back into the car, sleepy in the car.
Oh, God.
So that'll be fun.
It'll be a good time. Yeah, I know. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
And you guys are heading somewhere too?
No. Max's teleportation will be invented when he has kids. Hey, Max, just so you're aware, in the 80s, we had the Jetsons cartoon, and everybody thought we'd have floating cars right now, too, but we got nothing.
What a ripoff. We should have flying cars by now. That's bull.
Dude, they're making them. I mean, my buddy told me about some stupid penny stock or something. I don't know. I didn't listen.
I mean, I want to be like the DeLorean in Back to the Future 3 where he just off into nowhere. No roads. Yeah. Let me go wherever I want.
Was that the one with the train?
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of 2. Yeah, 3 is the one with the train.
They really got a little off board on that one. We won't talk, but there was but was it 2 where Marty did the gambling?
I believe so, yeah. And then they went into the future and yeah.
It was bad.
Stuff.
Yeah. Because that's what I'd do. I'd understand the concept. I'd bet a lot of parlays if I knew what that meant.
Oh, man. You become Biff where you just own an entire city.
Yeah. Because you can't be wrong.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
But so back to Tampa. Weather's going to be good. We're out of there early, right? We've made it. Macy's got her nerd stuff, so we're going to fly back late Sunday, and I'm going to drop her off in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, with the other nerds. And I was allowed. Appreciate my work getting me a hotel room Sunday night in Lake Geneva, so I don't have to drive home at 2 a.m.
Wow.
Now, it is not at a hotel. It is at probably a no-tell motel with a door on the outside, but it is a bed.
Good for you. I'm sure there'll be meth dealt there. That's great. Good for you.
Right? Think I can get a deal?
No.
They're going to see me coming from a mile away.
See, Joe says, where we're going, we don't need roads. Yes. Anyways, sorry.
Yeah. No, true statement. But, I will say this. There's been a lot of 08 love right now. We are the only team still playing in the club. Other teams are firing up for their spring season, but we are the only team that is still active. There was a lot of disdain from some of the other parents on some of the teams that they feel we get all the love. And I said, well, if you win, you do get it. I mean, it's not hard to believe. They question the fact that we get a lot of indoor turf time and we get the perfect hour to practice outside. And I'm like, that just comes with winning. I mean, winners win, right?
Yes. And I think, as you would say, be better, Rod.
Be better, Rod. So the 10 girls, which is Paul's daughters on the team, they are using the turf this weekend that we practice on because we won't be there. And I did make a couple of phone calls to the club because I don't think they should use it. I think they should let that turf lay for a couple of days until we get back and start practicing.
Right. Yeah, just in honor.
Right? Like we're just going to lower the lights. But we had Emma Nagel reach out, a Bayport alum. She was from Drake. She was a hell of a soccer player. She came through the Howard Hurricanes, which is part of the Loon Club. And she did a little bit of a shout out.
That was really cool.
Which was really cool.
Yeah, I thought that was some of the things that the club has done social media wise recently. I've been impressed with. Really good stuff. I don't know if they directed Paul to do his, but that was pretty cool. I thought that was really awesome.
Yeah, no, I think the Paul and the 2010 girls page, Paul put a really cool video together. We are not able to share it based on.
Well, if I try to just play it, the audio won't come through. So what I'm going to do is I'll figure out a way to download it, and then I will upload it at the end of this podcast, and you can listen to it and watch it if you have video as well. So it'll definitely go on. It's just not going to be part of the broadcast in the middle here.
The live. So, but it was a speech I haven't heard, and I am a huge fan of motivational speeches. It's like my kids hate, I used to make them listen. I used to be like, we're like ready. Like on a Tuesday night, I'd be listening to Jimmy Valvano and be like, let's go. And they'd be like, go away, Dad. But I thought the speech that Paul used and the pictures, you can kind of tell it built up. Yeah, it built, and it showed some early soccer, and then it showed the joy of the girls. And then, I'll be honest, it went to us. Like the stars of the program. Like right. With the Annabelle breaking loose, our coaching, I don't know if we win State Cup without our coaching. You can sell me that they've been practicing and Coach Drew he's doing. You know what? That was us.
Right. Yeah.
And if you count, how many times did we say hit it? How many times did we say hit it? A lot.
In 10 seconds, we probably said it about 20 times. It was a little over the top.
I think I even said the juice is loose. Yeah.
That's on me.
I'm not. Yeah, no. Kiss my whoop. We do not apologize because we're state champs. So, but if you're listening to this, you're not part of the club, tune back in on YouTube or probably YouTube.
Yeah, well, YouTube, or if you do Spotify, you can do video on there too. So,
yeah, but watch the video Paul get together because the speech is phenomenal.
It is,
and it really talks about the underdog. And I listen, I got the hair on my arm, and I was listening to Macy, and we were sitting in the car. We had just gotten home and it posted, so I pulled it up. And she's like, I guess we just got to go win this thing. Like she even got a little fiery. Like I thought that was pretty cool. I would have ran through a wall. I mean, I'd been a thinner wall, and I already got tired. But that's the stuff I love. That's the stuff I love.
I like motivational speeches too. They're actually. I even like the ones that weren't real, like in Al Pacino in the what is the name of that movie? Where he's the coach. I can't think of it now.
Oh, the football movie with the Sharks.
Yeah.
Any Given Sunday.
Yes. I even like that one.
Yes.
And that one's fake. So, I think Paul does deserve a sports Emmy. I mean, we should get this thing viral. Sports Emmy, let's do it.
Well, let's be honest. The eights are probably going to be invited. That would be cool. And the eights are probably going to be invited to the ESPYs because we're probably the darlings of the nation. So we could probably bring Paul with us.
I think so.
I mean, but other great motivational speeches, like we talked about Jimmy Valvano at the ESPYs.
Yes.
1993.
Yes.
I'm sitting in a hotel room with 7 other guys because we stuck 8 in Daytona Beach, and we all stopped. I mean, no questions.
It's a real sausage party.
I had the closet. That was my area of. We all took an area in case we met chicks, right?
Which
have to worry
nobody
about
did.
that. Right. Would you like to come back to my hotel room with my 7 buddies?
No.
I pass. Which I found was terrible. But Jimmy Valvano 93 was one of the best speeches of all time. Especially, did you ever see like this 60-30-30 on it about Coach K flew him up and he was throwing out like that's phenomenal.
It is.
Inky Johnson was the cornerback for the Tennessee Volunteers that broke his neck. He was going to be like a top 10 draft pick and he broke his neck. And he went on to be a motivational speaker. He's got a speech out there. It's if you type in "Go Heavy" in YouTube, Inky Johnson, it's a fantastic speech. It's about it's a very like motivating like, and we kind of used that moniker early on in our family. It was "Go Heavy," just because it was cool. It was neat. What are the others? There's a 3rd grade dropout of a guy's dad was a 3rd grade dropout and how he worked, and it was very there was an admiral that gave a commencement speech on it starts with first task of the day is make your bed.
Yeah,
I tell my kids all the time they don't make their bed. Like I'm like, guys, we got to get a task, and they're like, just get out of the way, Dad. And I'm like, okay, we're 1 task down already.
Yep.
You know what's pretty good was who would have been in Dazed and Confused, blonde hair actor.
Oh, McConaughey.
He gave a heck of a speech at one of the commencement speeches. His was great too.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he's got some good ones. No, there's a lot of really good ones. And I will admit, I had never heard the one Paul used. So I liked it. I don't even know what it's from.
I'm with you. But it's the underdog, and it's what did it say? It's not your time to say uncle and flip the script, and you're going to hear a lot of that talk on Saturday when I'm broadcasting live. I'm taking a little notepad and I'm going to write down some words, which you will not be at. I'm very disappointed. I get it.
No, I will be.
My disappointment isn't on you. It's because you're not standing next to me.
I will be at a volleyball tournament for like 10 hours that day. It's going to be amazing.
Should we crop you in live? You could.
Oh my God!
Like just watch it and then film your. Yeah. But our resident ref Jake Saluski will be joining us. Joining me.
I love it.
I got my tripod ready to go. I have a phone charger. So, rumor has it that Sunday morning, Liverpool or one of those teams plays another team in the fancy soccer premier guys. And Jake found a Irish pub near the hotel to go watch it at. So there might be some beers. Now I have to be responsible.
Of course.
I will just drink Irish coffees, right? I'm just going to drink whiskey and coffee and get all gunned up. And after we win Sunday's game, I'm going to turn it up a notch.
What's to lose?
What are they going to do? Tell me to stop? No. It's a free country. This is America. America. I mean, nobody tells us what to do. Can't tell me what to say.
Right. Of course.
And if I say dumb things, text me, and I'll just do this. Delete.
No, you would never say dumb things.
Right, which, by the way, is one of my favorite commercials. When they're sitting on the airplane, it's the guy and his boss. And his boss is like, hey, call me. And he calls him, and his boss goes, watch this. He goes, decline. Right in front of him. Awesome. I just always wanted to do that to one of my employees. That'd be great. So, that'll be Tampa. And then we're back Sunday night. Monday the team gets back. Right now, there hasn't been a talk of a ticker tape parade just because I guess we haven't won anything yet. But Coach just chimed in. So Coach Drew is watching. So, if he's looking for some advice, I just think we should win.
Here's my advice. Let's score more points than they do. You're
Best
welcome.
Best of luck, Coach. Yeah. But I was wondering if we could get it like an ambulance or a fire truck to drive us around town. The 08s, I mean, if we win, they should, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it'd be good. For a second, I thought you needed an ambulance, but then I get what you're saying to like drive everyone around.
Right.
Gotcha.
Well, what do you, if, like, let's say you want to get the team on an ambulance or a fire truck, but they're really not willing to do it. So what do you think you call in and say if you're calling 911? You're like, hey, we need you in Appleton so the kids can get on your fire truck and there's a fire in Green Bay?
I
mean,
I don't know. See, this is where if you were in Point, I got a guy who's got a fire truck. He owns one. So,
can we use it?
Well, they use it every time Spash wins a state title. They do drive
so
it up.
So they've used it, what, once? Well, no, you got a lot of
twice last year. Twice last year, once this year, and we might get it again here shortly. So you just pipe down, Sonny. This isn't Bayport over here.
Fill up the old tanker, right? We don't have a lot of state titles. Just, but yeah, does he sit around waiting for the call? He puts on the hat and the jacket. And...
Pretty much, he's
awesome.
Ready to go. It's a really cool old fire truck too. It's pretty awesome.
So Paul said Abby Gemza, who was on our show, his dad might be the fire chief over there in Rosholt.
I think that is still true.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe.
Well, I'll tell you what. If we go 3-0 in Tampa, when we go 3-0 in Tampa, we're going to make some phone calls.
There we go.
I've been in the back of the cop car. There's not a lot of room, maybe for 2 or 3. So we would need multiple cop cars. Where if you get a fire truck, we can drive that bad boy. I think we go from Green Bay through Appleton all the way to Oshkosh.
I think it's good. Let's do it. Let's hit all the towns.
And then your buddy's going to have to drive Amelia over from the good land, Stevens Point.
There we go. I like it.
Yeah,
I'll get Cooper, Mr. Cooper, on the phone.
I'm just saying. I think we should. I just want to be prepared that when Coach brings home the trophy, is there a trophy?
There should be.
I don't know if there's a trophy. Every time they win a game in the playoffs, they get a trophy, right? The football, they get the stupid trophy, and so here's what I want to do. I'm sure it'll be in some fees. I'm sure you can just Venmo it to some dude in Florida.
You won.
But if there is a trophy for this stage, I want to treat it like hockey does. When you win the Conn Smythe trophy or whatever, right?
Oh.
And you go and you stand, but you don't touch it because you're like, this trophy sucks. We want the good one. Coach said there is no trophy. It's just you advance to the trophy stage. I'll tell you what, Coach. If we make this, we're gonna probably get jackets. Round 2 jackets. Champions onto the natty, right? With the leather sleeves and medals.
Nice.
Like Amelia said she's going to buy one. Playing the trombone.
She's going to buy a
Letterman jacket.
She really wants one. She would be the only person at Smash with a letter jacket.
Did you buy one?
I have one, yes.
I didn't get one. Do you really? I didn't get one.
Sarah has one, and whenever she puts it on, it's just clink, 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 because all the medals on the Miss 10-letter athlete, it's all banging around on there. Yeah.
Can she still wear it? Like, I feel if I'd have bought one in high school, that thing would not make it past my elbows. Like, there's no way. She crushes
it. She still crushes it. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Some people's kids.
I'm sure I'd have lost it at a bonfire because I'd have probably had one too many bush lights and left it in the field. My mom would have been like, where's your jacket? I'd be like, I don't know. I think Eric took it. Or Steve stole it. Ridiculous. And it's still sitting there today. They spelled Toby instead of Toby. Like something bad.
Yes, probably. Yeah.
Okay. So we got Tampa. We got the fire trucks lined up. We've talked about the club really doing some neat things for the 08s because we are the darlings.
Mm-hmm.
I feel our parents are probably the best in the club too. So
obviously,
it is what it is. And if you say it, you're against it, you just hate us. So that's not cool. You know, we get to go back next year, right? We talked about that.
We do.
And there'll be a lot more teams.
The opportunity. Mm-hmm.
And I've told Paul and the 10 girls that if they want to be a part of the championship level of the club, that if they win their spring league, they will also be joining us in Florida. So I said it'd be in their best interest.
Wow. It's going to be something.
I wonder if we can rent a plane next year if we have enough people. How many people? What does it cost to rent an airplane, do you think? Like a
probably more than we have.
Like a private guy.
I'm going to say it's more than we have.
Well, if you had 100 people and everybody throws in $300 a piece, that is $30,000. That's a pretty good number.
Yeah. I don't know. I got to believe a private charter is going to be more than that. But, if Nick Howard could hook us up with one of his billionaire friends, then maybe we could.
Right? Speaking of Nick, he didn't drop a name.
I know. I kind of wish he would have said a billionaire's name. That would have been pretty sweet.
Right. There's not a lot of them. I mean, he can drop our name anytime he wants. We don't care.
Right. Yeah. It'd be pretty cool. Maybe they'd want to sponsor a team or something. They have money they don't know what to do with.
We got to find one of those guys. I wonder if there's one out there that's looking for a wife. Maybe my wife could marry him. She's really nice.
I'm sure she appreciates that. I'm sure she's
in bed. But I could sit in the background and be like, hey, remember me? She'll be like, no.
Yeah, you're done. Doesn't even know who you are anymore. Yeah.
But
so
back on
I will
task.
say, let's give a few shout outs. So I will say we've got a few players like Emily, for example, in the playoffs here. They're starting for the girls' playoffs. So they got a 2 seed, Kimberly. We're changing gears here. They got a 2 seed, so they're playing, I think, tomorrow. They got a warm-up game against Brookfield
Who got
Central.
The 1 seed? Is that Hortonville?
The 1 seed in their bracket is Brookfield East.
Come on.
Hortonville's on the other side, which is surprising. I thought they would have been on the same side of the bracket. So Kimberly's in Section 2, and Hortonville's in Section 1. So there you go.
Kimberly's a 2 seed, technically top 4 because there's 2 on each side.
Yep.
That'll be interesting how that plays out because Kimberly's young, got some great talent, even though we don't root for them.
And
actually,
Bayport
last
plays
Friday
Hartford.
night, I was supposed to. Hartford's in trouble.
Yes.
What is Hartford ranked?
The
top
3
1?
seed, and you guys are the 14.
Oh man, did we get hosed? You would have thought the few wins that we had would have raised the bar up a little more.
You'd have thought.
We beat Pulaski.
Well,
Pulaski's top.
To be fair,
top 30 in the state.
There were 18 seeds, if that makes you feel better.
4 divided by 18. So you're top 20, top 80%?
Yeah. I mean, for sure.
And Coach Adam, I ran into Coach Adam the other night. He's building for the future. This is not his year. This is his first year coaching. Now, he might tell him all to pound sand and never do it again. But the club, he's best 2 players, which happen to be his daughters, both blew ACLs. So one will be a junior and one will be a freshman next year. So hopefully they come back and resurrect the program. We're working on some NIL money for some recruiting. But it seems that Notre Dame is already doing all the recruiting and spending money like they don't care because they just picked up that girl out of Beaver Dam. That's pretty good, I'm told. So,
well, there you go. And I have to give a shout out to the friend of the show, Joe Soibert. He was on show. Actually, our most listened to show on Spotify, still to this day, is that show, episode 12, I believe. And his daughter is the leading scorer in the conference, Jada Soibert, and she is averaging like over 20 points a game right now. We are a 5 seed, and we play Wausau West. So, hey, go point. Go Spash.
Wow. I'm going to tell you, ever since we really started doing this podcast, Spash Athletics, really taken off. Hockey's on a collision course.
Yes, they play Chippewa Falls on Saturday for the sectional final to go to state.
And Notre Dame plays Bayport, which last year Notre Dame got the best of us with a 1-goal victory. Now Bayport has beaten Notre Dame once or twice this year already. So how great. Bayport, Spash.
You better beat them.
Beat the Tritons.
God, that would be amazing if Spash and Bayport link up for like the state championship. Whoo. That'd be amazing.
I would say we should go, but I don't know when it is, and I'm probably super busy. But maybe we'll relive our bet. We'll do our bet again.
Ooh, there you go. I like that. That sounds like let's hopefully we can both win, and we don't lose.
Yeah, we got to get past Notre Dame. They got our number. They've had our number, but it's Notre Dame. I mean,
you guys got to do it.
I went there, and it's probably why they're champions of a lot.
Well, obviously. So anyways, that's kind of where it's at with the, good luck to Emily. Kennedy's on that team as well, former player for Wisconsin United. And does Appleton North, do we have anybody on Appleton North? We don't think we do because, right? Yeah, they play Oshkosh West, so we don't care about them now that we don't have a player on there.
And then Charlie King, who is a player, she's on Notre Dame, right? She is. That's got a ring last year by being on the team, and it is Division II. They will be moving up to Division I next year based on that when we had on Steph Hauser talking about that lottery system, right? Win and move on. So
go Charlie.
Yeah, Andy King actually reached out and said good luck to us. Greg did today. Reached out and said good luck to the girls. Some of the other Bayport parents in our club, Kevin Wood, said good luck. So the phone's been doing some dinging. People have been pretty nice about it.
And speaking of Bayport soccer, plugged in our schedule for Spash. It just got updated. They opened the 24 season on whisksports.net, plugged in the whole schedule, and got to put in Bayport. May 11th. Here we come. Let's go.
Nice. It should be warmer then. You're making the trip to the big city.
Yep.
Right? I've been talking it up. Rumor has it there's some coaches in our club. One being Sean might drive up for it. He's excited.
Oh, boy.
I promise
I'm going to see if we can recruit some more Czechoslovakians before that game, and we'll see how it goes.
Hey, coming over here and beating us is not on the table. Come on, don't do that.
Hey, we do have a foreign exchange player this year, straight from Germany. She's pretty good. Yeah.
Just happened to pick Middle America. She's like, where should I go? Should I go to Los Angeles, Seattle, or Stevens Point? Something like there is some fishy here.
Hey.
Right? Hey, I'm not judging, but I'll be honest. There's some questionable things that I see in my travels. Like I always wondered this. The Chinese food place in the middle of Iowa. Like, out of all the places to pick when you come to America, you're like, Marshalltown, Iowa's my gig. Like, hey. I'm like, no. Go south.
Market share.
There's good Chinese point. They had good. They had good dim sum. I don't even know if that's something.
Oh, that's awesome.
But so Stevens Point is really in the recruiting game. I like it. What position does she play?
She's a midfielder. So it's funny because we found out that she was coming in, and we're like, "Hey, do you want to play soccer?" And she's like, "Yeah, I love soccer. That's all she plays." So I was asking her about it today because her and Amelia go work out together, and I'm like, "What is it? I said, do you guys play soccer at your school in high school?" And she said, "No, there's no sports in high school. They don't have any sports." She said, "Everything's club. If you want to play, you play club." And she said, "So everything's club." And she's like, "And our school days are 8 to 1, 8 to 1." And I asked her this. I said, so what are the classes like? She said, oh, the classes here are so easy. She's like, AP Bio here is just bio there. I'm like, oh, good. We're all morons here. It was hilarious.
That's fantastic.
She just trashed us. In like 5 minutes, she just trashed everything about us. It was amazing. But she's a good kid. She seems like a pretty good player.
Grades would be like, yeah, of course. Totally. Yeah. You're like, so weird you showed up here. Did your dad get my wire transfer?
Right. And I told Hauser, I'm like, we got to get on this and start recruiting a bunch of Europeans. Just like, hey, you want to play soccer in the United States? The next thing you know, every year we just get a wave, like 10 girls just coming over. We can turn this program around.
You're like, come get a job at the Blue Barn Ice Cream. We'll pay it top dollars. And then somebody's backdooring money through. It's like right? Like, wow, does Jeremy sell a lot of ice cream? Look at that. Like, he was just paying kids left and right.
It's amazing. But anyway,
it doesn't happen. So, let's put it out there. Just want to make sure. But yeah, no, that's cool.
I wish it did, but
yeah, we had our first captain's practice. And Macy said a lot of young kids showed up.
That's awesome.
Freshmen, a lot of freshmen. Yeah,
good.
It'll be tough to make varsity this year. We got a really big senior class, a good senior class. There's very few teams last year that made it to state in soccer, especially at the Division I level. Very difficult, very difficult. Now Bayport did. A lot of teams didn't. Kimberly didn't. De Pere, I don't think they did either. No, because we beat them. So yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you can't hang your hat on state championships by making it there. I mean, we didn't win the state title, but it was a pretty big deal to make it there.
True.
Some didn't make it out of regionals. I mean, it's a big deal to make it out of regionals, I guess. Kimberly's really struggled with that last couple of years.
It's a good thing it's late at night because nobody's watching this, right? All this fodder,
right?
This bulletin board material. There's going to be your face and then never made it out of regionals underneath.
Right. Well, that's just stating facts. I'm just spitting facts, kids. 2 years in a row. Mm-hmm. I mean, they gave us a good run, though. They gave us a good run.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Watch this here. They just throttle us. Just pound us. And everybody runs over and points at me.
Yeah. Not the other team. They just run over. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Speaking of throttling, I got to bring this up because this actually happened last night at Spash's hockey game. And we've been talking about this even before the game. I really think the WIAA needs to come up with something to prevent idiots from starting fights after they're eliminated. So we had 2 instances now of guys doing really dirty stuff at the end of games because they're seniors and they have no repercussions. And they know they're going to lose, and so then they go out and try to do dumb stuff. So, for example, 4 seconds left 2 games ago, we had a kid not even near the puck, just skate over by a kid and just level him. 4 seconds left in the game, losing 7-0. Dirty, dirty play, gets kicked out. But what's the repercussion, right? He's a senior, no big deal. It doesn't matter. He doesn't care. Last night in the handshake line, we're trying to just say good game and stuff. The first 2 guys out of Hudson, they come up and literally just start a fight with the first 2 guys. They just try to the refs literally had to pull them to the side and escort them off the ice. And again, seniors, they don't care. I think the WIAA needs to come up with something. I don't know what the answer is, but they've got to come up with a reason where if you're getting beat handedly, there's some kind of protection because all they're trying to do is screw you for the next game because they can't move on. And you hope that people don't do it, but I'm telling you, 2 games in a row, and that's the biggest fear. When I asked Matt Polkamp, like, what's your biggest fear? He's like, I just want to get out of there healthy and have nobody suspended because if you start beating team, the first thing that usually happens is they get chippy and they try to make you do something stupid, so then you get suspended for the next game. And I don't know exactly how you solve that other than good coach leadership, but man, it's a problem. And I'm seeing it more and more. I've seen it in other games, not in Spash games. I don't understand how coaches, and the coach didn't even apologize. Like, you just had 2 guys basically start a brawl in a handshake line, and you don't even say something like to the coach, like, hey, sorry about that. Like, that's not what we're about. And yeah, it's crazy to me. I don't know. I don't. There's got to be some solution for that.
I've never thought about that because it makes sense, right? Because if I get your top guy to punch me,
right,
he's out.
He's suspended.
Your season's over. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you'd wonder if they could do something the following year, and just say, I get you're a senior and you're moving on, but your team will feel the repercussions next year.
And I think that's the only thing you could do is something with the team.
Yeah, Joe said suspend the coach, which, to be honest with you, I don't think it's a bad idea because it starts with leadership.
Yeah, I don't like it, and it's happened now a couple times in a row, and we were discussing that before the playoffs even started. It was like, man, we just want to get out of here without any chippiness, without somebody slashing some kid in the leg and hurting his knee, and then 2 games in, it's like it's happened both games, and it's like, man, there's no repercussion on these because now those kids are suspended, right? If they play in the spring season, they're suspended for whatever because they got ejected out of a game. But they don't care. They're hockey players. No. They're senior hockey players. They don't care. It's just, I don't know. It's just BS.
You almost look at, for the playoffs, getting rid of the handshake line.
Yeah, maybe.
Game's over. What good comes from it? Somebody's mad. Somebody's real mad their season's over. Right?
Yeah.
So you might as well just give the old coach's handshake, great game, move on.
Yep. I'm with you. I actually don't mind that at all. And it was crazy. Like you saw, the players came through, and I asked Matt Polkamp afterwards, there was a kid at the end of the line cussing out the coach, our coach, cussing him out. And it's like, dude, we won. We didn't have there was no dirty play from what I could tell. There wasn't anything that was, even during the game, for the most part, I thought it was just a hard fought game. Like I didn't see anything that was one way or the other. Like, why are you so, I mean, I get you lost, but I mean, I would sure hope our guys don't do something stupid like that. I mean, that's ridiculous. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just pretty bad way to lose. You just have
to remove them from the situation. So, I mean, if you end up on the ice and the final buzzer sounds, you kind of give the old tap of the stick to the shin pads, good game. And then everybody is moving away from each other. And then you can watch that kid come across the ice, right, to a fight. Then that's where people interject. Or guns. I don't know. You just bring the cops in and they just start beating with people with battalions or batons or whatever they have. Whatever works. But I think once you take away the opportunity, it goes away. And you don't need to shake hands. Smash didn't need to tell Hudson good game, right? And Hudson didn't need to vice versa be like, you kicked our tails.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was kind of odd. Like I said, I'd hope, but you're a young kid, you're emotional things. You just lost a big game. I get that side of it. So I'd like to think our kids wouldn't do that, but we got knuckleheads in our school too. So I mean, it's just too bad. Like you'd hope that a coach would promote better behavior than that. So, and I hope he probably is. I mean, to be fair to him, he probably is. I was surprised. It's like, I don't know if it's me and I saw my player do that. I'm telling the other coach, like, hey, that's not what we're about. I'll take care of that. That's our fault. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, emotions are high, right? He probably just wanted to get to the locker room, and I'm sure he had it out with his players. Or if he's the type of player that's like, great job, which I don't. These guys are pretty good.
Yeah. So, anyways, it was just I thought of it when you said rush the line. I'm like, oh, that's right. That has happened recently.
I guess I've never even thought about that.
I guess I wouldn't have either, but it's been an issue. That's for sure. Maybe it's just part of hockey culture. I don't know. Maybe especially boys, girls, not so much. But yeah, maybe it's just part of boys hockey.
Maybe after you get done pounding Chippewa, then maybe you should just tell Polkamp to take the boys to the locker room. We're going to tell the other team, hey, we're not going to do the handshake for the good of both teams.
Yeah,
coach handshake.
I don't know,
and that's it.
Maybe.
But then you send an assistant coach to the handshake, and he gives the old right? And then he just goes, well, it looks like I'm out.
Right. There you go. Yeah. So anyways.
All right.
Well, I suppose we wrap this thing up. Hey, good luck down in Tampa. We'll be cheering from afar. The girls will send best wishes. Hopefully all kinds of good stuff happens for all the girls.
I was just going to tell the crowd, let me pull it up, 2008. man, I was going to see what our Facebook page is for the Mighty Loons.
WI United? Is that the one you?
Is that it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, WI United 2008 Girls Premiere.
Yep.
Or check back on Judging Bouncy Balls Facebook page. I will tag them. We are going live 2:30 Eastern, which is 1:30 Central.
Nice.
We're going to get on early. We're going to have some conversations, and we're gonna let it rip. We're gonna have some fun. So we play Saturday 2:30, Sunday 2:30, and then I'm going to hand the reins over to Jake for 8 a.m. on Monday morning. So
awesome. Well, and then just stay tuned. We're going to play that video from Paul Adamski. For those of you listening to this not live, it will be on here on the broadcast. So don't
watch it because it is awesome. And don't do it while you're driving because you're going to drive fast, and then you get all nutso. Because that's what I did. Ready to fight everybody. Ready to hockey ting this thing. So, all right. We will stay in touch, Jeremy. I'm sure we'll text as the weekend goes. And tell Sarah I'll be looking up her schedule so I can see what I'm doing.
Sounds good. I'll let her know to bring an itinerary. And, safe travels to everybody. And we'll talk soon.
Sounds good.
All right.
Here's the thing that makes life so interesting. The theory of evolution claims only the strong shall survive. Maybe so. Maybe so. But the theory of competition says just because they're the strong doesn't mean they can't get their asses kicked. That's right. See, what every long shot come from behind underdog will tell you is this. The other guy may in fact be the favorite. The odds may be stacked against you, fair enough. But what the odds don't know is this isn't a math test. This is a completely different kind of test. One where passion has a funny way of trumping logic. So before you step up to the starting line, before the whistle blows and the clock starts ticking, just remember out here, the results don't always add up. No matter what the stats may say, and the experts may think, and the commentators may have predicted, when the race is on, all bets are off. Don't be surprised if somebody decides to flip the script and take a pass on yelling uncle. And then suddenly, as the old saying goes, we got ourselves a game.
With a nice little play, gets it loose.
She's loose.
Come on, Annabelle! Hit it!